Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's talk about how water, air and soil can play roles in the dispersal of pollutants and how these pollutants can be decreased by their dispersal. हमने पिछले लेसन में बात की थी कि बहुत सारे पोllutants ऐसे हैं जो कि डिस्पर्सल से हम उनकी कंसंट्रेशन कम कर सकते हैं और उनकी लाइफ भी अगर कम हो तो अल्टीमेटली the low concentration of these pollutants which has been dispersed in the environment will be degraded and less harmful effects will be caused to the living organisms. So dispersal में जो तीन बड़े medium है, obviously those are air, water and soil. So let's talk about these. First we talk about air, how air can be used for the dispersal. Obviously the choice for the gaseous pollutants is air. हम वैसे सारे pollutants जिनकी जो कि gaseous nature के हैं उनको easily air से disperse किया जा सकता है, but again we have to keep in mind what is the chemical nature of that pollutant and how much toxic that pollutant is and how much persistent that pollutant is. इसके अलावा lighter particles can also be dispersed by air. बहुत सारे ऐसे pollutants हैं जो कि अगर वो amorphous form में हैं, powder form में हैं या बहुत light particles की form में हैं, those can be easily dispersed by air, thus decreasing their concentration. However, if the pollutant is composed of much larger particulates, it is not easy to disperse that pollutant via air. By air winds, we cannot disperse the heavy pollutants through this mechanism. So we have to adopt other approaches for dispersal of such heavy pollutants. So again, you can see हमने पहले भी बात की थी कि जितने भी pollutants हैं उनकी physical chemical nature को सामने रख के ही strategy बनाई जाती है कि किस तरह से इनको हम remove कर सकते हैं. Even if we want to use the dilution and dispersal method, we still have to check the physical and chemical nature of the pollutant, and only then we can decide how can we deal with this pollutant. Water is another second large medium through which the pollutants can be dispersed in the environment and their concentrations can be diluted, can be decreased. Obviously, the pollutants which are water soluble will be more easy to be dispersed by using water streams maybe and other water bodies, and the concentration of the pollutants can be decreased in this way. The water offers good dispersal and dilution potential, and smaller water courses clearly have a correspondingly low capacity as compared to larger bodies. अगर हमारे पास कोई larger water body है उसमें हम introduce कर दे pollutant को तो उस larger water body में जब pollutant spread होगा तो उसकी concentration बहुत कम हो जाएगी overall water body में. लेकिन on the other hand, if we have a smaller water body, उसमें अगर pollutant को introduce किया जाता है same concentration में, तो because the water body is smaller, even the pollutant has been spread out in the water body, still its concentration will be higher as compared to its concentration in a larger water body. Obviously size का है इसमें कि जितना ज़्यादा वो spread होगा उतना ज़्यादा वो dilute होगा. Moving water bodies disperse pollutants more rapidly than still ones. Obviously, running water, the water bodies in which the water is running, it is not stagnant, and that offer much more viable dispersal strategy as compared to the other water bodies जिसमें पानी इतना move नहीं कर रहा. So basic idea क्या है? We need to move the pollutant in the environment so that its concentration can be decreased. किसी एक जगह इकट्ठा ना हो, मूव कर जाए, उसकी कंसंट्रेशन कम हो जाए और वो आहिस्ता आहिस्ता खुद ब खुद डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाए बाय नेचुरल प्रोसेसेस. दैट कैन बी डन बाय एयर, वाटर, सॉइल. इन केस ऑफ वाटर, ऑब्वियसली रनिंग वाटर आर मोर यूजफुल फॉर दिस पर्पस. Soil is the third medium by which the pollutants can be dispersed. Obviously, one could ask how soil can be used for the dispersal, for the movement of the pollutants. Soil itself cannot disperse the pollutants, but the water content present in the soil actually disperses the pollutants from one location to other. Water is always present in soil. कुछ soil में water ज़्यादा होता है, कुछ में कम होता है, but water should be there in the soil in order to disperse the pollutant. For soils where there is no water or the soils which don't have any water holding capacity, those are not good media for the dispersal of the pollutants. So yes, the soil should have some quantity, some amount of water in it in order to disperse the pollutant in the environment. Movement through the soil represents another opportunity for the dilute and disperse approach, often with soil water playing a significant role. Except where excessive eco-hydrological separation becomes a limiting factor. As we discussed, for such soil where there is no water or there is no connection with the water, that soil is obviously not good for the dispersal of a pollutant. So basically water इसमें रोल प्ले कर रहा है soil के अंदर भी, जो कि डिस्पर्स कर रहा है pollutants को. This typically aided by the activities of resident flora and fauna as well. अगर soil में flora and fauna दोनों हैं, कोई plants हैं, shrubs हैं, कोई living organisms हैं, microbes हैं, arthropods हैं, वगैरह वगैरह, ये सारे भी रोल प्ले करेंगे pollutants को रिमूव करने के लिए, उसको मूव कराने के लिए, उसके डिस्पर्सल में थ्रू द सॉइल एज वेल. वाई सो? Because the physical and chemical nature of the soil is also defined by the flora and fauna present in that soil. So जितना suitable physical और chemical properties होंगी soil की for dispersal, उतना वो बेहतर ये काम perform करेगा, and it is also therefore affected by the presence of certain flora and fauna in the soil. This was about how air, water, and soil can serve as media for dispersal of different pollutants. I will see you in next lessons.